Tascam DR-70D is a capable 4-channel recorder. In this tutorial, we'll cover basic setup and show you how to format media, configure inputs, and get ready for recording. We'll start at the back of the recorder. Here you will find the battery door. You'll want to start with fresh AA's for each day of recording. This is also where you will insert your 32GB SDHC card. Once we flip it around, we'll power on the unit by sliding and holding down the power switch. To prepare for recording, you want to format and prep your file naming conventions prior to shooting. To do this, press the menu button, scroll down to the Others menu, and select it by pressing the scroll wheel. Continue to the System menu. Scroll down to either Quick Format or Erase Format and select it. It will ask you to confirm your selection. This will format your media. Once your media is formatted, it's smart to check that your date and time are correct. This will make finding your files and matching them to your video files easier in post. Now that you're done, make sure your file name is set to date. Also, you'll want to select Count Init. This will reset your file count back to 1. You'll want to do this at the beginning of each day of shooting. The DR-70D can record up to 4 tracks and input line, mic, or mic with Phantom 48 power signals. To set these up, select the basic menu. I'm going to scroll through input channels 1 to 4 just to show you what's already set up here. If we scroll down, now we're on channel 2. Keep scrolling. Now we're on channel 3. You'll notice that channel 3 is on, and if you scroll to channel 4, it is also on. We don't need 4 channels, so let's turn off channels 4 and 3. When we exit the menu, you'll notice that channels 1 and 2 are highlighted and 3 and 4 are not. That's because 1 and 2 are armed or ready to record, and channels 3 and 4 aren't. By turning off channels you're not using, you save space on your media in the field, and you won't end up in post with empty files. Let's go back into the menu and double check our settings. Channels 3 and 4 are set to off. For channels 1 and 2, record is set to on, meaning it's armed and ready to record. Pan is set to center. This will allow you to monitor each input in both ears and makes it easier to compare signal levels. We have gain set to high, and this is the sensitivity for input 1, and a good place to start when plugging in microphones. For channel 2, we're set up the same way. Record is set to on, pan is set to center, gain is set to high. You'll notice on both channels 1 and 2 that input is set to XLR/TRS. These are the XLR or 1/4-inch inputs on the side of the recorder. Let's go to the input menu and check things out. Our input gain is set to mic. That's good. We'll be plugging in mic shortly. Our limiter is set to off, and our low cut is set to off. These tools can be handy in certain situations, but we recommend simply watching your levels carefully and keeping your peaks between -20 and -12 and making any adjustments in EQ in post-production. Let's check out input 2. Input gain is set to mic. Limiter is set to off. Low cut is set to off. This all looks good. Let's get out of this menu and check out our record settings. This is where you will set up your file type. If you are recording 2 separate characters on separate microphones, we recommend you record in mono. This will give you separate files for each input and make it easy to keep things organized. Format should be set to WAV 24-bit. Sample, short for sample rate, should be set to 48K. Okay, we're ready to record. Let's plug our mics in. Adjust the levels on both channels 1 and 2. Check, check, check. You can rotate each knob clockwise to increase input level on each channel. Looks like we have a good level on input 1, but you'll notice that we don't have anything coming through on channel 2. The mic I plugged into channel 2 needs phantom power, so let's go into our menu and select Input and scroll over to channel 2. We're going to change the input from mic to mic plus phantom. It's going to give you a warning, and that's because running phantom power from the recorder can drain your batteries pretty fast. Let's get out of the menu now and check our levels. Looks like channel 2 needs to be trimmed down. Check, check, check. Okay, that looks good. Both channels have a nice strong signal with plenty of headroom, and neither is too loud. We're good to go. Let's hit record. You'll notice that the name of the file is the date. It's right here. And that since we initialized our file count, this is file number 1. To stop recording, simply hit the stop button. I mentioned phantom power earlier and that it can be a big drain on batteries. If you need to use phantom to power multiple microphones or just want the ability to not worry about swapping batteries in the middle of a shoot, you can use an external battery. Let's shut off the recorder, and we're going to plug in a V-mount battery with a USB cable. Simply plug this into the USB port on the recorder and power it back up. The DR-70D will ask how you want to use the USB connector. Select USB power. With a V-mount battery providing external power on this recorder, you can run it for nearly 30 hours. I'd still recommend using AA batteries in the recorder as a backup. This can prevent problems if you accidentally unplug the USB cable while it's in the sound bag. That's it for now. Stay tuned for more videos.